What's up, Remix? I'm so glad you guys are joining us today, and you should be too, because here in just a little bit, we're gonna tell you how 5 of you guys can win some free Chick-fil-A. And you know that's good stuff. It's God's chicken. We're also gonna be wrapping up our series called Doubt It. Today, we're gonna be talking about how godly people can give us godly wisdom in uncertain times. And to see that in action, we're about to play a little game. Our uncertain times is a field of dozens of mousetraps that your student team has to navigate through while completely blindfolded. They each have a voice to listen to. Some of them are gonna be helpful, some of them, not so much. So let's see how this goes.
Ready, set, go. Okay,
right,
Tim,
put your feet
you're
together.
gonna take a
Almost
small
right
step
foot
with your left
sorry,
foot.
smaller
Red
with your right foot.
forward.
Smaller, so good.
Red
Good.
small step with your left foot.
You can take another big
No,
step
it's your other foot.
to the
All right.
left
There's
a little
one
bit.
right there.
To the right a little bit.
I didn't know that.
All right,
Yeah,
now kind of take your
Same,
other
now,
like
foot
right
and
next to
a
it with
step
your,
with your right foot.
and
Right
then
foot.
to the side slightly.
There's
like
three
right here.
Wait,
Right
to
up,
the
lift
right.
up.
Right about there.
I
Lift
got
up.
my directions confused a little. Drop it.
All right,
No, no, no,
okay.
no.
Right foot, keep,
Your-
like you
your
got a
left
big step that
foot.
you can take.
Take a
Okay.
step
Your
forward.
red
Regular
sock.
step
This
forward
one?
with
Yes.
that foot.
Is that new?
Further.
Now
Yeah.
move your like move it over slightly.
Okay.
Towards the sound of
Okay,
my voice. Over
take
here.
a jump,
There you go.
Tim.
Yep.
Take a jump.
Going.
Careful.
All right,
right
take a
next
jump.
to it.
No, your other foot,
Jump.
forward.
Yeah, drop it.
Big one.
All right, right there. Just put it right
Okay.
there. You moved
Yeah,
it back.
sure.
To the.
You moved it
Okay.
back. There you go.
Don't.
Yeah.
do
Turn
not
around.
grab it there. Good.
What?
Good.
All right,
Turn
now
around.
take
Don't
like maybe
Turn, no,
6
spin in a
inches
circle.
on your
Okay.
other foot.
Don't
Trust
do
me. Just
Yeah.
spin in a circle.
A little bit.
Spin in a circle.
Okay.
That was
Keep
the
going,
same
all
on
the
your
way,
right, but
all the way,
keep going,
back
keep
towards-
going.
Oh!
Right there, right?
Alright, you're across.
Bring it back just a
You're across.
little bit. There you go. Right there. All right. Now what I need you to do is so put your other foot like you're going to put it in front of your other foot.
Why did I have to
Bring it
turn
forward
around?
A little bit
Okay,
more.
just because everyone wanted
Kinda
to
like
see
the
you turn
right-
around.
Yep, right
Okay,
there.
left
but like
foot.
leave your heel on the floor.
Okay, actually turn your body to the right.
Okay. All right.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're clear.
Kind of make them meet.
I told you you're clear.
Make
Dude,
my
I
feet
told
meet.
you.
Yeah, you make your feet meet.
Okay, step again. Okay,
Right there.
see, you're
Right there.
good.
Good.
Take another
Oh,
step.
dude.
You're good.
All right. Now take a step
Okay,
forward.
to
Keep going.
your. You need to take a step to your
a little
left.
bit more. Right there. Okay.
That is another one.
Oh gosh. All right. Now just take a huge step with your other foot because you're pretty much in the clear.
Okay, your
Right there.
right foot.
Yep.
Step forward.
One more step and make it a big one.
Okay. Okay.
Right there.
Get it to your
Oh,
left.
gosh. Now keep
Get it to
moving
your
forward
left.
a little bit.
My right foot.
Yeah, your right
Oh,
foot to
you're
your
good.
left. There's a
you're
trap.
in
I don't want you to step on. I meant right.
Chain reaction. Oh, is everyone already done?
Yeah, you're just not listening to directions very well.
You're the worst at this. All right, what's next?
You're not listening to directions.
Get me out of here.
Okay, stay right where you're at.
What does that mean?
Just stay right where you're at. Stay right where you're at.
What?
Just stay right
What does
there.
that mean?
No, okay, take a step to your left.
To my left?
Actually, to your right, I'm sorry, to your right. Take a step to your right. Take a step forward, just a small step with your right foot. Small step. Nope. Yep. Oh, dude, I
Is
said
everybody
small. That
already
was.
done?
Yeah, I said, yeah, they're done, dude.
What am I doing? Derek? Dude. Not cool. Is anybody... there's another one right there, isn't it? Oh, no. I'm done. I'm done. Oh, that hurts so bad.
Have you ever wanted something so bad that it hurt when you didn't get it? So for me, I've always wanted to be in student ministry. And a few years ago, my wife and I, we were attending this church and a position came open and I applied and I didn't get it. Man, I was devastated. I was hurt. And the few months go by and another position comes open and guess who they gave it to? They gave it to my wife. You heard me right, my wife. This was really hard for me because I was becoming jealous. I was mad. I couldn't believe that church didn't want to hire all of this, right? Like all of this. But really, this was hard because I'm watching my wife live my dream job all the while I'm working construction. And this made my marriage struggle. This made me personally, I was struggling because of this. But luckily, I had a godly person there who was willing to walk through this with me and help me. It's so important that we have godly people in our lives who will help us in uncertain times. And we see this in the story of Esther. See, Esther's story begins with the king who is in search of a queen. So he gathers up all the most beautiful women in the land. And Esther just so happened to be the most beautiful. So she is forced to marry this king and become his queen. But here's the deal. Esther had a secret. See, Esther was a Jewish woman, and this king was not fond of the Jewish people. So when you fast forward in Esther's story, one day her uncle Mordecai comes to her, and because he has discovered that the king has been convinced to kill all the Jewish people. So he comes to her asking her for help. And this puts Esther in a tough spot because the women were not seen as important back in this time. So Esther can't just go before the king and talk to him because she could be killed. So she's stuck in a hard place because she wants to save her people, but at the same time, she wants to save herself. So she doesn't know what to do. Then Mordecai encourages her and says one of the most famous verses in the Bible. Look at this, Esther 4:14. It says, "Who knows if perhaps you were made queen for just such a time as this?" With those words, Esther found courage. And she told Mordecai to gather the Jewish people to fast and pray for 3 days. And after those 3 days, she boldly went before the king. And instead of killing her, the king actually listened to her and threw out the order to kill all the Jewish people. Because of Esther, they were saved. Esther, with the help of her uncle, made a tough decision in an uncertain time, and she saved the lives of God's people. But you want to know something interesting? See, the book of Esther, it doesn't mention the name God one time. Now, that doesn't mean God was absent from the situation. I'm sure that Esther prayed to God when they were fasting and praying for 3 days, but the Bible doesn't tell us that. All the Bible tells us is that she got advice from a godly person. See, Esther understood that godly people can give us godly wisdom in uncertain times. So, back to my story. The decision I made to obey God and watch my wife, who's absolutely incredible, kill it working for this church was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. But it wasn't one that I made alone. See, I have a mentor named Jerry, and if it wasn't for Jerry, I don't know where I can be. I can honestly say I wouldn't be here right now, and you wouldn't be seeing this pretty face on your screen. But for real, I called Jerry all the time during this part of my life. I still call Jerry all the time. And there would be times that I would get an idea that I should apply for a church again. So I would apply and I would call him and I would say, "Jerry, I applied," and I would want him to be so excited for me. But he would say, "Derek, it's not the right time. You and your wife, you're not on the same page. You guys are fighting against each other instead of for each other." And he was right. God was trying to show me some things. God needed me to see what an incredible leader my wife is. God was trying to show me that I wasn't doing the first thing he called me to do, which was be the spiritual leader of my home. Jerry saw all of this, and he guided me and he gave me advice through it. We need a network of godly people of all ages to help us make decisions in uncertain times. There used to be a famous game show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And it was a trivia game show, and whenever contestants weren't sure about a question or didn't know the answer, they could phone a friend. And I'm sure they had different categories of people they might call. Like if it was a history question, they might call the history buff friend that they have. Or maybe if it was a sports question, they might call the sports fanatic friend that they have. And as I was thinking about this, I was thinking, what kind of people might we want on our list as we live this life Christ has called us to? See, we would probably want a cheerleader. See, a cheerleader is someone who's always there to give you that dose of positivity, who's always there to encourage you and give you a pep talk. I have a few people like this in my life, and I'm just gonna tell you, man, I feel awesome when I talk to these people. I could call them and say, "Yo, dude, I just got out of the gym," and they would be like, "Yeah, you did, and you was looking so jacked, ain't you?" And I'm like, yeah, I am, and I'm looking real good, right? Or I could call them and be like, "Hey, dude, I got bad news. I just chopped off my right foot." And they'd be like, "Oh, dude, that is bad news. But you wanna know some good news? You're gonna be the fastest hopper around. No one's gonna beat you." I know that's silly, but man, these people make me feel incredible when I talk to them. And oftentimes what we find our cheerleaders are some of our best friends. Along with a cheerleader, we might want a mentor. This person could be a mom, a dad, an aunt, and an uncle, maybe even a coach. But this is someone who has an ongoing relationship with you and you trust them enough to share the details of your life. And when things get hard, you go to them and you trust them to help you make the next right decision. The next person we might want in our life is a pastor. Maybe this person has the official title of pastor, like your Remix student pastor, or maybe they don't. Maybe they're a Remix leader, but this person is there to help guide you in your faith. They are there to help answer some tough questions and help you dig deeper into your relationship with God. Lastly, we have the people who pray. This could be one person or this could be multiple people, but you know that when you call them and say, hey, I need prayer, they're actually gonna pray for you. They're gonna be there for you because they love you. Listen. These people will not guarantee that we always make the right decisions. But as we can learn from Esther's story, godly people can give us godly wisdom in uncertain times. So, my challenge for you is I want you to ask yourself, who are these people in your life? Who's your pastor? Who's your cheerleader? Who's your mentor? Because when things get hard, these are the people that you're gonna go to. And I want you to write them down. I want you to put them in your phone, put that list somewhere where you can see it. And you may be watching this and you're going, you know what? I don't have those people. I don't have that support, but man, that would sound nice. Like that sounds like something I want. My challenge for you is to pray. I want you to ask God to either reveal those people that are in your life that are already filling those roles, or to bring those people into your life. This is one of the best things about my life, is I have every single one of these people that I listed, and I know that I don't have to walk through this life alone. And that's what I want for you. Let's pray. God, thank you. Thank you that you aren't scared of our questions and our doubts. I thank you that when we trust in you, that you help us overcome those doubts, those questions, and those fears. That you help us trust in you more, to give you the things that we are wrestling with so that we can overcome. Amen.
Man, guys, that was so good. But I got a quick question for you. Who doesn't love some free Chick-fil-A, am I right? Well, we have a way for 5 of you to win some of that this week. See, Derek talked about those godly people in your life that you can go to in uncertain times. So here's the deal. We've made an image that lists all 4 types of people that Derek was talking about. All you have to do is fill in those blanks or tag who those people are for you. Tag us at Sagebrush Remix, and we're gonna pick 5 of the people that tag us to win some Jesus chicken. Now, if you don't have all 4, no problem. You can send that in anyways. And if you don't have social media, friends, it's okay too. Just email them to us at students@sagebrush.church. Now, we've also got high school questions linked in the discussion below. Middle school, here are your questions right now. Let's put them up on the screen. Make sure to take a screenshot or grab a picture of these and talk about them with your family or your friends this week. Also, make sure you're back with us next week because we're starting our Remix Summer Games. And I won't spoil all of it for you, but somebody's getting a tattoo. We'll see you next week, Remix.